A very good afternoon to you and welcome to your lunchtime news. I'm Katrina Chang. Let's start off with a look at your headlines this afternoon. Saudi Arabia prepares to conduct raids to apprehend illegal migrants following the expiration of an amnesty period. Officials including foreign secretaries participating at the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting 2013 to begin arriving in the island from the 10th. US Secretary of State John Kerry arrives in Saudi Arabia as diplomatic tensions prevail. Now taking a look at the stories in detail. The Saudi Arabian government has taken measures to conduct raids to identify illegal expatriate workers living in the country with the expiration of the amnesty period. News First Shamir Razuldin reports.
We want foreigners to remain in the kingdom lawfully, were the words of Major General Mansour Al-Taruki, the Ministry of Interior spokesperson Saudi Arabia, at a joint press conference in Riyadh. Announcing the end of the amnesty period today offered to illegal immigrants living in Saudi Arabia, he said that expatriates to be considered for final exit should not have any criminal record, and that these workers will not be able to come back to the kingdom for employment in future since they will be fingerprinted at departure points. He said this arrangement has been made in response to requests from several embassies who say they do not have any documents to support their original entry of many of their citizens. He added inspectors will cross-check workers' identities with their legal documentation to ensure that workers are legal. Meanwhile, according to reports, small, medium and large-sized businesses have been gravely affected by the shortage of labor following the end of the amnesty period in Saudi Arabia. Hundreds of thousands of illegal expatriates, including many Sri Lankans, have left Saudi Arabia and many are in hiding following the end of the concession period. Shamir Rasuldin, News First, Colombo.
On other headline-making news, foreign secretaries and high-ranking officials are due to arrive in the island ahead of the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting that is scheduled to take place in Sri Lanka this month. The Director General of the Public Communications Unit of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Rodney Pereira, said that foreign ministers are due to arrive from the 10th of November. Heads of state will arrive from the 14th of November. The ministry noted that all preparations have already been made to welcome foreign delegates as they arrive in the island. Meanwhile, rehearsals of the summit are scheduled to take place throughout the week. Namoria Kulma Karwalagaswava Puttalam is no stranger to wild elephant attacks. Another wild elephant attack was reported from this area last night.
Area residents say that wild elephants from the Senkada Reserve constantly encroach on human settlements. A herd of wild elephants which encroached on the village yesterday had damaged 4 homes and destroyed crops as well. Area residents charge a recent operation undertaken to chase away wild elephants from the area has not borne fruit. On the other side of the island in Ampara, villagers from several villages including Totgama, Paranigama, Pannalgama in the Damana Divisional Secretariat are under constant threat from the wild elephant incursions. Our reporter says that the situation has aggravated over the past 3 years. 2 people have been killed in the wild elephant attacks last year and this year. Area residents say that day-to-day lives are disrupted from about 4:30 in the evening owing to wild elephant incursions. Meanwhile, the elephant captured by wildlife officers in Alutwava Galgamo yesterday has been released into a national park. Wildlife veterinarian in charge of the Northwest and Anuradhapura, Chandana Jayasinghe, said the elephant had about 100 wounds on its body which had been caused by gunshots. Several people were killed in the Galgamo area by this elephant believed to be about 40 years old. Wildlife officers say this violent behavior could have been caused by its unsavory experiences with humans.
The Geological Survey and Mines Bureau says that steps are being taken to renovate some areas of the Sigiriya rock. Director General of the Bureau, Anil Piri, said this would be a joint initiative with the Central Cultural Fund.
In the coming days, we will reach an agreement with the Central Cultural Fund and continue to engage in this work. We will be cleaning some areas for the summit of the Sigiri Rock and will also renovate some areas. We will also be conducting surveys on rocks which have been placed in insecure locations and will be taking steps to carry out maintenance work on the elevator.
News First U reporter Sumit Kodagoda filed this report on an accident that occurred in the Cumbre pit.
An accident took place at around 6 a.m. this morning when a three-wheeler lost control and veered off the road in the Cumbre area. 2 people were critically injured while 1 person sustained minor injuries. They were later transferred from the Cumbre base hospital to the Mathura General Hospital for further treatment.
The Ministry of Environment states that steps have been taken to plant 1 million trees in the country within this year.
The Secretary of the Ministry, EMUD Basnayaka, said this will be done in collaboration with many government institutions. He added that the project will be implemented in collaboration with schools, the Treasury, security forces, police, Pradesh Sabhas and provincial councils. The Secretary of the Ministry further added that the project will create awareness among the public on the importance of planting trees.
Defending champion Jeffrey Mutai and Prisha Jeptu won the men's and women's races at the New York City Marathon for a Kenyan sweep in chilly, windy conditions through the city's 5 boroughs.
Jepto overtook from running Ethiopian Buznech Deba with about 2 miles to go to win, going away in 2 hours 25 minutes and 7 seconds and claim a huge payday. London Marathon winner Jepto trailed last year's New York runner-up Deba, who lives and trains in the Big Apple, by nearly 4 minutes before shifting into a catch-up mode from the 16-mile mark to reel in her rival. The win brought Jepto World Marathon Majors bonus of $500,000 in addition to the New York prize of $100,000. In third place was Lushapo April of South Africa in 2 hours, 9 minutes and 45 seconds.
And on some tennis news, Novak Djokovic beat defending champion David Ferrer of Spain 7-5, 7-5 to win the Paris Masters to keep alive his hopes of reclaiming the world #1 spot by the end of the year.
The Serb recovered from a breakdown in both sets to snatch his 3rd consecutive title and the 40th of his career, following victories in Beijing and the Shanghai Masters last month. Ferrer served for both sets, only to come up against Djokovic's famous fighting spirit. He broke Djokovic's serve in the 5th game by winning an exhausting rally with a subtle backhand drop shot. Yet, his opponent found the resources to strike back. Djokovic made Ferrer move around the court more and more before leveling at 5-5 and then snatching the first set. Ferrer, who collected his first Masters Series crown last year in Paris, became the 5th defending champion to reach the final at the Indo event and failed to retain the title. Both players will be in action on Tuesday at the ATP World Tour Finals in London, where Djokovic will face Swiss Roger Federer and Ferrer will take on the compatriot Nadal, their defeated semi-final opponents in Paris.
Well, that's a wrap for this edition of Lunchtime News. But before we go, we leave you with images of a rare solar eclipse known as a hybrid eclipse, which was seen in parts of Africa, the United States and Europe, where some parts of the world saw an annular or partial eclipse, while others were expected to see a total eclipse, where the moon appears to completely block out of the sun. For the News First team, I'm Katharina Chang. Have a pleasant day ahead.